Just this afternoon, I was perusing X looking for a creepypasta thread when I found a certain ritual. It was a ritual that anyone could do, and the poster claimed that it could make any horror game experience more immersive. I honestly thought it was a troll pasta at first, since the ritual itself sounded like it was written in a list of creepypasta cliches in a random number generator. Since I don't believe in the supernatural, I saw no harm in trying it out. I thought to myself that if a placebo can have an effect on the user by making them expect it, then maybe this ritual will help me get my head in the right space for a survival horror game. For reasons that will be obvious later, I won't tell you what the ritual was, but I did perform it later that night. When it didn't send a chill down my spine, or make me hear a whispering or do anything else supernatural, I decided to go get some real scares by playing my favourite indie horror survival game, Project Zomboid. I chose to play in sandbox mode. I picked police officer as my profession. Then I took prone to illness and hearty appetite. Those negative traits gave me enough points to take the positive trait strong. As the game's map and items loaded behind the scenes, I didn't think anything of the opening text. These are the end times. There was no hope of survival. This is how you died. The game started like any other. I was in a generic 2-story house on the southeast side of Knox County. As I thoroughly searched the place, I found no weapons, enough food for about a week, and 1 bottle of antidepressants. This wouldn't do. I had to go search for a weapon. Without checking out the window, I opened up the front door, and I was met with the usual scare chord the game plays when the player gets startled, coming face to face with a zombie who was waiting outside. Having played this game before, I'd been in this exact situation several times, so I immediately shut the door and made my character take an antidepressant to calm his nerves. It seemed like my imagination was playing tricks on me, but I thought the scare chord sounded louder than usual, and that one zombie took up more of my field of vision than he should have. Due to the zombie, going outside stopped sounding like a very good idea, so I double checked every cabinet in the house for any weapons. As my avatar became drowsy, I still couldn't find so much as a hammer. So I went upstairs and went to sleep, hoping that the zombie would lose interest and go away. There was something odd about the "would you like to go to sleep" message, but I couldn't put my finger on it. When I woke up, this is the part where things started to get really weird. Due to my hearty appetite trait, I woke up hungry. My character would have to wait since I just realized how hungry I was in real life. I was hoping to pause the game and get a snack, but that's when I noticed what had been slightly strange when I tried to go to sleep. The game refused to pause. The pause button didn't show up on the HUD. The game didn't pause when I was getting ready to go to sleep the way it usually does, and clicking where the button should be did nothing. At this point, things were getting too weird. There was the ritual I performed, then the zombie jump scare that was actually frightening, and then I got hungry in real life when my avatar got hungry. And now, the game refuses to pause. As unsettling as these things are, there are reasonable explanations for each of them. The ritual had a placebo effect, which made me think the jump scare was worse than it really was. I was hungry all along but didn't notice until the game mentioned food. And now, the game won't pause. But then, it's in pre-alpha, so there are bound to be bugs. I was just getting tired and letting the game play tricks on me. All I need to do is turn the game off and go to sleep. But as I placed my mouse over the X, I wondered, if my worst case scenario is true, and I have to share my fate with a character, then what happens if I turn the game off? By this point, I was shaking, so I minimized Project Zomboid and started writing this document to calm myself down. It only helped a little. After the first few paragraphs, I noticed something that had been nagging in the back of my mind the whole time. That zombie has been banging on my front door this whole time. I checked the door's health. 2 out of 5. I rushed into the kitchen and stuffed my face since I needed a full stomach for what I was planning. I then popped an antidepressant and checked the door. 1 out of 5. I had been in this situation and survived before. I knew what to do. The door broke down and 3 zombies stumbled into the house. I hugged one wall, trying to get them off to the far side of the hall. I then used the open space on the other side of the hall to dial out the front door. On the sidewalk, I became a bit panicked again, as I saw about 10 more of them to my right. They hadn't noticed me, but I wasn't going to wait for that. I rushed to the left. I ran all the way to the end of the block, looking for anywhere I could hide. All the doors and all the houses were locked, as if the random number generator was toying with me. As I continued to run, I was sweating, and even gasping. Zombies dotted the streets, reaching out to me as I charged through the sparsest parts of the crowds. My legs began to cramp as my character slowed down and I was out of breath. I think I started to smell something horrible, like a mix of decay and blood, as I gave the game all of my attention. I really needed to stand up. Sitting in this tense position was causing me to get sore. As I passed one zombie, I was forced to take my hand off the mouse, as a sting of pain shot up from my hand. I didn't realize how hard I'd been holding the mouse. Limply shaking my hand while trying to ease up on using the mouse, I finally saw an unlocked building. I charged straight inside the house as fast as I could, up to the 2nd floor bedroom, forgetting to check for zombies anywhere inside. At least the zombie spawning algorithm was finally having mercy on me. Exhausted from all the running and panicking, I finally went to sleep. I woke up at noon and looked out the window to find that my zombie pursuers had not followed me to this new house. The fridge was filled with chicken and salmon. One cupboard had a fire axe, and there was even a shotgun, but no ammo. I was finally getting back into the swing of this game, and safe enough to continue writing this. I suddenly felt a drop in the pit of my stomach. A status icon popped up in the corner with a slightly green frowning face. Rolling over it with the mouse read Queasy. Reluctantly, I opened my health screen. The right hand on my outline was dimly flashing red. I scrolled over it, and it said right hand, scratched. I'm still a skeptic, mind you. Everything that has been happening to me has had a reasonable explanation. Skeptic or mystic, it won't be long now until I find out whether or not I'm right. Thanks for sticking around to the end. And if you enjoyed today's story, make sure to leave a like. And if you want more like it, make sure to subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss a story. If you need more now, why not check out my Gamepasta playlist? I'll leave that on this card, and I'll catch you in the next story.